guys? We're back. It's Gregory on Vinyls, and I got some bangers for you today. I got the classics. First up, Logic, Under Pressure. Anyone from Maryland, you already know this is the classic. This is the classic Maryland type feel. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. First off, any Logic slander would not be tolerated in this chat, so just shut the fuck up about that. All black. But yeah. And also, a couple things to note on vinyl. Soul Food sounds a lot more, you hear the musicians in the back, you hear it pop more. And also, another thing to note, Under Pressure, all 14 minutes of it is just a masterpiece. In terms of Logic's discography, which one's my favorite? This one obviously, honestly, I didn't hear this exactly at the start, so this wasn't the one I started with, but also the inside. Also the cover of his homies, Logic always with the homies, Rat Pack, you know the vibes. So like I said, I didn't start with Under Pressure. I actually started with The Incredible True Story. I remember I was going to Philly one day and I saw this album cover and I was like, oh, this looks cool. I put this shit on. This shit kind of like changed my output of like what I thought of rap for a little minute. Obviously being 16. My favorite songs on this were City of Stars, Young Jesus, what else? I'm trying to Fade Away, Whoa, and like any person from Maryland, whenever you play this album, it just, you feel like you're just going down like 695 or 95, just vibing, and that's what Logic, he kind of brings out in his albums. It was also, I thought, in this album compared to the other one, you see his growth, like, and a lot of I always speak to the growth of artists. Your music shouldn't plateau out in sound. It should grow, and you should be able to like have a different sound. And like I feel like the Incredible True Story was a completely different, not different, but from Under Pressure, his sound rose, and it was great to see Logic in that light. The final Logic vinyl that I have is the new one, Ultra 85, and for any Logic fan, y'all know that this was like, he was dropping Easter eggs before he even dropped it, and it was like, when he dropped it, it was like, oh shit. It kind of felt like how No Pressure felt, and like when you heard like Soul also note like how blue this fucking vinyl is and how radiant it is. But when he fucking dropped it, it was kind of like how you would listen to Soul Food 2. You were just like, wow, like, am I actually like listening to this again for the first time? It's just that nostalgia, definitely in like Deja Vu City. They actually have City of Stars like renamed. It sounds a little bit different, but totally fire. Yeah, I was actually listening to Peace, Love, and Positivity today, and I feel like Logic definitely gets he gets negative connotations, obviously at the way sometimes he brings out his race, and like I think when everybody dropped, everybody had a very nasty reaction at first, but whether he's being corny or just like rapping about Rat Pack or like the things that he loves, you can tell that Logic loves hip hop, and that's really what this album solidifies for me. I mean, he doesn't really have to solidify anything for me. He might have to solidify it for y'all, but like, this is fire. I would say top 3 Logic albums are definitely The Incredible True Story, this, then Under Pressure for me. Alright, next up, this one was a gift from me. We have We Love You Tekka 2. Shout out my boy Kendall. He got this for me when he was out one day. And honestly, I bumped a few songs from it, and the one I feel like I can make a second beat, because like, if you make him a little beat with a little bop, bop, and he'll catch a little hook, and then first off, that nigga knows how to make bangers and like singles that glow. Also to note, I love the all red of the vinyl. Like whoever designed this did a great job. I also love the vinyl, including that back where it says "We love you, Tekka." And as an artist, Tekka's also grown for me personally, because obviously he had a ransom and like people thought of him in that younger phase, in that younger generation of music. But if you really peep his style and like how he be putting out his music, this nigga is an actual artist for real. And like he be really speaking about what he know for real. And and like when it comes to like sauce in the game, he's up there for real. All right, next up we have Gemini Rights by Steve Lacy. We all know the classic on this album. I'm not gonna mention it, but this album on vinyl it actually sounds like a lot more classical and a lot more. Also, note the Gemini horoscope symbol in the middle. Very odd. But a couple things for me. Before this, was I a big Steve Lacy fan? Nah. But after this, I went back to like most of his discography, and I will say though, even though that I didn't listen to him, anytime he's on a feature with another singer, especially a female singer, the song is fire. The song is usually fire. Especially Kaylee Uchis, that shit is gold. And if you haven't listened to his old discography, you gotta check it out. It's just something to note. But Gemini Rights, definitely a favorite of mine. Love the design of the album. Love the whole Gemini aspect and staying true to it. Alright. I got this one late last year, and it's Why Lord by No Worries. Shout out Anderson .Paak. Shout out shout out Free Nationals. If you know, you know. Like, first off, this vinyl, one of my favorite vinyls of all time. Like the blue, just everything about it just pops through the eye. And the songs on this album are probably no skip, if I'm being honest with you. From Thank You, Move On, Distractions. It's just the vibe of this album. It makes you want to get up and literally just start dancing wherever you're at. And just like Anderson .Paak's voice, he like mastered his craft to this chill but just vibrant sound to whatever like frequency you listen to, whether it's like daydreaming or Battlefield especially. You're just like, damn, you're in a daze for real. And I could go on and on about this one, but. And I also like the cover, the two goats on the album cover. I just thought really solidified the album, and it's amazing. The last one I got for you is kind of a classic. This is one of the first vinyls I got when it came to rap. It's 1.5 by Denzel. Oh, Unlocked 1.5 by Denzel and Kenny Beats. Like, everybody's heard Diet. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Take It Back, Cosmic. All these songs are fire, and Denzel and Kenny on an album, on just any record, you just hear both their artistry in how vibrant the beats are and how Denzel is able to just change his flow. He's able to like go in between and like especially like Take It Back. He started like he just turned into a different Denzel, and I think that's where you see like the transformation. And like certain artists, like in their alter egos, I feel like Denzel, he created Zeltron because that's just like his alter ego as a rapper. And I feel like when he created Zeltron, it really flowed with all the beats that Kenny was making. Also, peep that Kenny's in the back right here. That's really one thing to note about the album cover. But all in all, this was like when I first saw it on vinyl, I was like, yo, this shit would look crazy when I put it up. And for me, Denzel, he just he's just crazy. And then Kenny Beats, he's probably one of my, he's definitely my top five of producers, and just the artistry that both of these people, both of them showed on this album speaks for itself. And I just want to give a shout out to both of them. But that's all I got for y'all this week. We are making some headway, man, with these vinyls, and I hope y'all loving the content. Next week I got some R&B and I got some little bit of Rico for y'all. So tune in next time. Craig on Vinyls. Y'all know the vibes. I see y'all. Love y'all. Be well.